Tonight, a daunting recovery operation is underway at the scene of that mid-air collision between a passenger jet and a Black Hawk helicopter. Crews are now in the painstaking process of lifting the wreckage from the waters of the Potomac, including one of the plane's engines, as you can see here. Not all of the victims have been recovered. It's still unclear tonight how long this process will take. We are hearing from authorities that say they've identified 55 of the 67 people who were killed, including 28 athletes, coaches, friends, and family associated with U.S. figure skating. An unthinkable loss that includes 12-year-old Brielle Byer and her mother, Justina. Their husband and father, Andy Byer, joins me now. And Andy, it's hard to know where to even start. And let me just first say I'm so sorry, so incredibly sorry for your loss. Tell me what's going through your mind tonight.
Just so many things. It's just been so hard. It feels unreal. I go through these moments of like extreme like sadness and tears, and then I get flat and numb, and then I feel guilty that I'm not just crying all the time, but it's just been hard. It's been really hard.
And I know you're from the area, how did you learn about what happened to their flight?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to pick them up, me and my son, like we did from these trips all the time, and we're waiting for him, nearby Reagan in a parking lot, and we're texting with them right before they were supposed to land, and the tracker said landed, and the text went from blue to green, and then fire trucks started going by, and at that point, I knew something was wrong. Called someone that, was able to confirm that their plane was in a crash. And I told my son. He came in the front seat with me. We had a really long cry. He let out just like, no, it really hurt. That's how we found out before anything was really official, but we already knew.
I can't even imagine having to have that conversation with your young son in that moment where you don't even as a dad have a few moments to process it by yourself.
It was hard. I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah, you're right. It was hard.
I see all the family pictures behind you, and you're such a beautiful family, and I know Brielle's so special, so talented. The video of her figure skating is just something else to watch. What's it like being her dad?
It was the most amazing gift that I could have asked for. All I ever wanted when I was like a little kid, I remember just wanting a family to love, and we were living our dream, and she was like the dream girl that you could ask for. My son is a dream son too. She was just the dream girl from the moment that I met her. And she just kept exceeding our expectations from the time she was a baby to the time she was reading, chapter books at age 3 to how she excelled in figure skating, made friendships, better than my wife ever could. She just was this social butterfly, smiled in the smallest moments. She was a joy and a gift. We never forgot that. We soaked it all in. People will tell you, to make sure we did soak it all in. But you just never think like something like this could happen to you, and that it could be taken away from you.
I couldn't believe it when I read that she overcame cancer as just a baby at 4 months old.
Yeah, that was hard because that was like waking up to a nightmare, but at least there was hope then, and we went through so many cycles of kind of like loss and then relief. You get a bad result, and then there was still hope, and and then when she finally was, more or less cleared, we just had this sense of relief. And so for this to happen after, we just didn't think anything so bad could ever happen again. That cancer was like 1 in 100,000, and no, plane travel is supposed to be safe.
think a lot of people are going to be wondering just how you can even talk about this. I mean, just to be, so in this moment of losing Justina and Brielle, why is it important for you to talk about them?
They like all the victims, but they deserve to be remembered. They deserve to have their story known to the world. I mean, everyone dies, right? And they live on through our memories. And I want people to have a memory of them so that they live on. So that's why I wanted to share their story.
Thank you for doing so, Andy. And I think everyone will be really touched to hear from you. So thank you for coming on to talk about that.
Thank you for sharing their story. I could talk to you all day about them, and I know we haven't talked about my wife, but she was the most wonderful mother. She wanted to make every moment special for the kids, and she did. She gave them those magic memories, Brielle too, and we thought those would sustain her into adulthood. She'd be able to draw from them. So it's really sad that she doesn't get to do that because she deserved that. But she was wonderful, and she was my soulmate. I'm going to miss her so much.
Yeah, you're clearly both amazing parents, Andy, and I just want you to know that everyone is praying for you and thinking of you in this moment. I know that doesn't help, but everyone is just really thinking of you guys in this moment. So thank you for joining me.
I want to say one last thing if I can, which is the community and all my close friends and family, everyone has stepped up in such a big way, and it is what is keeping me going. And I know I haven't been able to reach out to thank people, but I want to thank people for that, for everything that everyone is doing for me. It has been so helpful. It's the only thing keeping me going. They've been helping me with my son. He's been having play dates, and so he can live in the moment, and it's really been the thing that's saving us right now. So thank you.
It's beautiful to hear, and thank you for saying that, Andy, again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we go tonight, a Philadelphia dad is calling his 10-year-old son a superhero after he saved his younger sister from the flying debris in that Philadelphia plane crash on Friday night. Andre Howard and his siblings were sitting in the back seat of the car when that medevac jet crashed nearby. He dove on top of his 4-year-old sister sitting next to him and covered her as flames and metal debris flew into their car. One of those fragments hit him on the side of the head. And after he underwent surgery, doctors say that he is making progress in his recovery tonight. The first thing that he asked when he woke up, whether he saved his sister. Our hearts go out to them and to all the 7 people who were killed on Friday night. Thank you so much for joining me. CNN Newsnight with Abby Phillip is up next.